No, I don't think that's the case. I think that we got into a couple of tough spots in the second half, a couple of third and longs. We had the one third down, that 3rd and 10 that we threw to Calvin that got dropped. And then you get into a spot at the end of the game in a 2-minute drill when you got to throw it, and there's not really much balance to it. And you got to win those reps. And we didn't do a good enough job, I don't think. But I wouldn't say it deteriorated. I think we just didn't execute well enough overall. Got ourselves in a third and long or two, which I think over the course of the game, early in the game, we did a really nice job. We were much improved on third down this week. I thought we were much more manageable for most of those drives. Didn't have as many third and longs. We were in 3rd and 6 or less a whole lot more. That's an improvement. Our percentages in converting was improved, but we had a couple spots in the second half that slowed us down. So I wouldn't necessarily attribute it to a deterioration of that. I think we got some tough spots. The pressure impacts everything about playing quarterback. I mean, that's just what it is. We've got to do a better job there. I got to do a better job of trying to help those guys as best I can with the play calls and situations we're in. End of the game when you got to throw it. I mean, here it comes, and that's just what it is. And you got to be able to handle that. And we didn't do as good a job as I think we're capable of doing, and that's an area that has to improve. I think part of that affects the quarterback as well. I mean, it's all tied together. That's why football is a great game, is that you need everybody on offense doing their job, and for everything to look the way it's supposed to. And it's hard to overcome it if every other play there's one person that doesn't do it the way that we're supposed to. And I think we have a lot of that right now that we have to keep hammering and keep fixing, so we can get all 11 guys doing things consistently.
What's a reasonable expectation for week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ultimately all those things I'm in charge of, and we got to do a better job. I don't think I've ever seen back-to-back punts blocked for different reasons. But they're inexcusable and unacceptable, and that falls on me at the end of the day. And we got to find a way to not get another one blocked at any point the rest of this year. So all the things are on the table on how we view it and how we practice it, how we work at it, what people we use. Those things are all on the table because we can't keep hurting our team on special teams the way we have so far, and have to find a way to help our team on special teams, and that's what we're looking at.
That was on target.
Yeah, I thought the ball was probably in a spot where he couldn't go all the way up to go get it. It was he had to go turn back, and as he turned back, the defender was running through him, and so he put himself up where he could go get the ball as the defender was playing through his body, and they end up coming to the ground. And I've seen this happen before. It's pretty normal. It's just how do you secure the ball as you come to the ground? And really, what happened is he sort of got lucky, the defender, as he got his arm stuck in between, and they went to the ground. Traylon went down backwards. He went down on top, and he just rolled over with the ball in his hands. A little bit of a fluky play to some degree. Would love to see Trey make that play, come down with it, just secure it, hold it, and trap his arm in there with it if he had to. But ultimately, it didn't work that way. Again, I thought it was a good aggressive throw, put it up in a spot where we could go get it, and I thought we were close to getting it. And though that was one where they got up, and I thought we caught it. I didn't realize that they had pulled the ball off. So kind of disappointing in that regard, but I wouldn't say it was really a fault of anybody. It's just how the ball landed on the body. I think there's probably a small advantage in him knowing enough about our people and our scheme and all those things. Obviously played against our defense for an entire training camp and off season. So there's some things that he probably knows that the average player coming to play wouldn't. So there's probably a small informational advantage there. He knows the personnel, which is always good for a quarterback to have some familiarity. But I'm proud of Malik. I'm happy for him that he found a way to go in there and win that game. That was really cool to see for him, and he's did a nice job for him. And we're going to have our work cut out for us. They ran the ball like crazy. They did a great job. Malik did a really nice job of taking care of the football and giving them a chance to win the football game. So excited for Malik, and hopefully that we play better than they do on Sunday. The combination, certainly. We tried to push the ball a handful of times in this game for sure. And the way that I talked to Will about it is I'm going to call play action shots, and if we don't have one, then you just check it down, and I'll call another one. And we did that quite a few times, and we ended up with a handful of checkdowns. And it wasn't for the lack of trying to push the ball down the field. They just do a good job, or the rush gets there quick, and he just getting the ball out of his hands and playing football the way that he needs to. That part was encouraging. He did a really nice job of managing that part of the play action game and the deep ball game. I tried to stay as aggressive as I could. We took shots down the field. I called shots down the field, and sometimes they don't go there, and sometimes they do. So I don't think it is. I think it's hard to compare, and I think that we're going to still be a aggressive style offense. I still want the ball down the field. Will does that well, but I think 2 games in is a kind of been a mixed bag. There's been some good, some bad, and some throws down the field we need to make, and maybe I need to call a few more. Yeah, just keep coaching them. Sometimes that one surprised me again. I thought we had coached that one, and then just to see his instincts take over in that moment and that to happen the way it did was obviously clearly I was pretty upset about it. I still am. I mean, it's not something that I think is an acceptable way to play. But I think on the flip side is that Will did have a much better game than last week. I thought a lot of things he did, we saw improvement. That part was positive. I coach Will hard, but I do love him pretty hard too, and I think that that's okay. I think we can have those moments, and unfortunately, an intense moment got captured because I'm also the head coach, not just the offensive coordinator, and so those conversations don't always get caught on television, and it happens a lot, but mine happen to be in front of everybody. So I don't regret it, but I do coach Will hard, and I think he's accepting of that coaching, and I thought he did a lot of things a lot better. Yeah, he's getting more and more comfortable and understanding the scheme more and really doing a nice job. He's shown up for us. He's been it's why we traded for him, as we thought he was a guy that could be impactful for us. There's been a linebacker spot between him and Kenneth, and those guys have played really good football, the two of them. And having Ernest be able to get more and more comfortable, I think you're starting to see his play speed and his ability to read, diagnose, and react to what's happening and make plays have helped us. And I think it's going to continue to help us as the season goes on. So I'm really happy that we have him. I think Hop will be good. I called a handful of plays with him as the primary, and the ball didn't go to him on those couple ones. They did a nice job on a particular play of passing off the route. Yeah, I'm going to keep – I got to do a better job of getting him involved. We got a better job of getting him targets. So that's really where we're at. I'm getting to know him still. Obviously, he missed training camp, and so I'm trying to make sure that I put him in the spots that he's going to be best for, and we'll keep working through that. But I got to do a better job of getting him involved earlier and more often. So that's ultimately on me. His ankle, he's day to day. We'll see on Wednesday, but as of right now, it doesn't appear too serious. So we'll see how he feels this week and go from there during the practice week. Everything else was kind of normal bumps and bruises after a game, but everybody else is in as good a health as you could ask for after a game.